What does that sound, you ask?
From the number one station, you come.
Welcome to the Rec Show podcast, a show dedicated to beatmakers around the world. Kick back, relax with the host, Gldnmnd.
What's going on, everybody? Y'all feeling the vibes? I hope everybody's chilling, relaxing, counting their blessings, not your problems, having a great weekend, chilling with your loved ones, all that type of stuff, you know what I mean? Yeah, man, I go by the name of Gldnmnd, and welcome to episode number 36 of The Rec Show. That's how we gonna get it started, man. Yo, we ain't gonna waste no time, you know what I mean? We're not wasting no time. I told y'all February, y'all didn't even know. Let's get it started, yo. Let's get it. Let's go, man. Yo, so listen, let me introduce my guest. He's a California native. He was featured on the Koala Sampler versus SP404 World Tournament. Alright, round number 10. Yo, he's making crazy beats. He does crazy flips. Alright, you can, pay attention to his socials, pay attention to his, YouTubes and all that type of stuff, man. Bandcamp, tap in on his Bandcamp, man. Alright, he goes by the name of SupahDupah. Alright, SupahDupah. You can add him at SupahDupah Beats. Alright, he sometimes makes beats. He just opens the Koala Sampler, gets to it, and boom. That's what he does, man. So, welcome SupahDupah to the show. Yeah, welcome SupahDupah. February's gonna be, I know it's BHM, but you know what I mean? I think it's 365. It ain't just 28 days, you feel me? Anyway, we're gonna tap into SupahDupah's discography, tap into, get to know him a little bit better. So y'all can, just know about who be making the beats, who makes the world turn, you feel me? We'll be back, man. We gonna get into it with SupahDupah, man. Peace and love, yo. Yeah.
Hey, what up? This is SupahDupah, and you're tuned in to the Rec Show with Gldnmnd.
Yeah, yo, welcome back, man. Yo, that track was called Brownies. Again, welcome back to episode number 36 of the Rec Show. This episode, I have the guest SupahDupah, man. So, SupahDupah, welcome to the show, man. For the B-heads on the internets, please introduce yourself, where you're from, what your name means, you know, how it was created, yeah.
Hey, my name is SupahDupah, formerly known as SupahDupah Poopa. I'm from California. My name doesn't really mean shit. I guess where it's from and how I came up with it fall in the same dumb category. I was in high school. I was at my friend's house. We both were making beats at that time, scratching, whatever hip-hop we could do. And he had copped this record one day, a scratch record called SupahDupah Duck Breaks. And Stone's Throw, I think, dropped that. But it's just a bunch of breaks and scratch sounds, vocals, acapella type shits, just for scratching. And I got hyped. I liked the record, and I had remembered hearing SupahDupah Duck Breaks from a Dilated song where Raka name drops it for Babu, but at that point I didn't know that he had anything to do with it. But regardless, off on a tangent. That's where I got it from. I thought it was a cool name, SupahDupah, and instead of doing just SupahDupah, I thought SupahDupah Poopa was cooler, goofy shit. So I went as SupahDupah Poopa for a long time, until I had recently taken like a break, and I came back, decided to drop the Poopa like Nas dropped the Nasty, and I'm just SupahDupah now. That was it. That's pretty much where it came from. If you found meaning in it and I ruined it for you, I'm sorry. It doesn't mean shit.
Got it, yo. I understand, yo. So, listen, how did you begin your journey into music, and like, what was that one moment that sparked your interest into making your own beats?
Well, they're kind of one and the same. So I grew up with hip hop. I grew up listening to it a lot. It's always been a part of my life. I've known it from relatives, cousins, friends, whatever. My whole life, it's been part of it. I've never not known what hip-hop was. It's great. Fast forward to like the end of middle school, beginning of high school. The internet's like an actual thing now. It's not like AOL. That's how I used to know it. I wasn't too familiar with it, so I'm looking up the history, listening to old records, really enjoying this shit. And then fast forward again real quick, I'm researching producers I like, learning who makes what beats, why the same person keeps making my favorite beat, whatever. I'm on Ninth, looking at Ninth's shit, listening to Ninth's shit. There's a 316 record he did with Murs, and on the intro, Murs talks about how Ninth makes beats on Fruity Loops. And at this point, I had no idea what the fuck that was. All I knew in regards to how hip-hop is made was turntables, a microphone, a mixer, a drum machine, SP1200s, whatever they were using that I saw in old videos and shit. That's all I knew about how hip-hop is made, mixing boards. Didn't think it was something that I could do at all. And then I started looking up Fruity Loops. I was like, what the fuck is that? And found the gatekeeping immediately. People hated that shit. It was not real hip-hop is what all these things said. But at that point, I didn't care. I wanted to fucking do this shit, and it was accessible, it seemed like, from what I was reading. And then it was this one picture specifically, I think, that kind of was like, yo, how is this guy doing this shit? And it's the picture of, some people may know what I'm talking about, Ninth sitting at his old computer, young Ninth, with these big ass mittens on, making beats on Fruity Loops. And I'm like, this is not the same. This is the guy who did Threats. This is the guy who did fucking the 316 album, who did a boot camp click. Like, this dude did this on a fucking computer, and that blew my mind at the time. So that's kind of when I start looking into it and start thinking, oh shit, this is something I could do. But immediately I found that it was very expensive, so that deterred me for a little bit. And I don't know why I never just found the demo version, but I was looking up music editors and Audacity came up. Yes. I started making shit on Audacity. So I'm making beats on Audacity, recording samples from the computer speakers back into the computer with the computer headset. And I'm chopping, air quotes, chopping. Cutting sounds, putting them together, opening up different Audacities to record into each other, whatever. I'm on Audacity for a cool minute, and then a buddy of mine who's also is starting to look into making beats at that time, found the FL9 demo that I just happened to not see, and he shot it over, and then I ended up using the FL9 demo for about a year, making shitty beats. And then after a year, I happened upon the full version. And then I just used FL9 up until I downloaded Koala not that long ago. Shout out to Koala. But yeah, that was it. Used FL forever, making mid shit and some occasional stuff that I like.
Yeah, yo, that is Sunrise that you was listening to from SupahDupah, Beans House, and then also the track from before that was Brownies. Yo, I'm telling y'all, man, SupahDupah, yo. So let me let me ask you, SupahDupah. The you know, you going through and looking at Ninth Wonder, making his beats in Fruity Loops and that blowing your mind and stuff like that. And I know you had to go through a whole learning process of learning like how to even make beats, how to make sounds, how to put, you know, everything together to make a complete song, all that type of stuff. So my question is, what resources would you recommend for my listeners on their journey in beats and music? And it can be a documentary, it can be a book, it could be YouTube, video, or a podcast, man.
I don't know. There's so much now. There's so much that you can go and see, and you just inhale music. You throw a hammer and there's music. If you're just looking into hip hop, I guess there's hella documentaries, shows you can watch, records of historical value. I'd probably recommend. Fuck, I forgot the name of the show, but there's this show on Netflix you can check out. It's a documentary series.
Yeah, Hip Hop
on
Evolution.
The origins of hip hop. You can check that out. Definitely check out the Combat Jack show.
Yeah,
that's a good one. You can check out that.
Jack.
Rest in peace. Advertising podcasts on podcasts, man. I don't know. I don't really know. Like a good. I don't know. Man, there's so much. You can find it. Ask questions. Talk to the community.
Right. Right.
But as far as just beats and getting into the beat community and instrument, like whatever, there's a lot of cool shit happening right now. That I'm aware of, at least. There's probably so much more that I don't know about. Koala Beatcast for sure. Check that out. It's Koala heavy, but it's a lot of dope shit. I'm pretty sure your favorite producer has his own Twitch stream. You could just find him and do that. It's a lot of dope shit. Just keep an eye out. Look out for these flip challenges. Just click on the hashtags. Find producers that way. There's a lot of dope people that are just out here, and you will probably love a lot of them. Just look it up. I don't know, man. This is a lot.
Yeah, it is a lot, man. So let me ask you this, like, what DAWs or analog gear do you use to create your music, and why? Like, what is it about those tools that help you express your creativity? Because you get down, like, yo, you be creating some crazy stuff, man. Yo, people need to tap into your Bandcamp, man. Yo, y'all go to SupahDupah's Bandcamp, man. The link is in his bio on his Twitter, all his social medias, man. Check him out, man. But yeah, like, talk to us about your DAWs, your digital audio workstations, or all that type of jazz.
Well, first and foremost, Koala Sampler. Shout out Koala Sampler. Shout out Elf Audio. Shout out Merrick. Shout out Remy. Just Koala right now, really. That's all I'm really using. Besides, it's like AUM, using that to mix, do some rough mixes, whatever. AUM, whatever plugins I be using. But it's just Koala, man. I'm doing everything on Koala now. It's been that way for about a year now. And I mean, I got the turntable, got the Newmark, don't know what kind. I got the Vestax mixer. I don't really have a lot of equipment. I got the MPK Mini my wife got me. Hey. I got the MPK Mini. I occasionally use. I've used it for some sets, really, but not so much production wise. I don't know. I'm keep it pretty simple. I really like the accessibility. I like that it's not expensive as fuck. I like that it's really easy to learn and use, and anybody can use it, and it's available on anybody's phone in anybody's pocket at any given time. That was big for me. That's what allowed me to even get back into the music after about a 4-year break, where I didn't touch music at all. Koala really got me back into it. It's what I wanted. It's what I wish existed when I started. And I love using it. I'm happy to push it. I'm happy to talk about it, tell people who are interested. Super accessible, really great way to start if you're looking to expand or whatever, or even if you're just looking to just make beat music, just whatever. You can do whole albums on this. This thing is fucking amazing. But yeah, just that sampling. Have fun with it. It's fun to use, and I have fun with it. Is pretty much what it boils down to.
Here we go now. 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 Here we go now.
Candy Boo, L1, yo, that's super duper, yo. And then that's the Koala Beatcast, back season beat battle track, bag of koalas, man. Super duper, man, we back, yo. So listen, super duper, the super duper tape, which is 69 tracks. That's a plethora of beats, and your jazz joints EP, which is amazing. Showcase your versatility in your music. But what were your muses when you're creating these? Speak about creating the super duper tape, which took you from 2010 to 2017, which beginning of the pandemic. And then speaking about, making music during a pandemic and in the middle of pandemic, about your creativity and staying resilient during this time, where everything is going.
First of all, thank you. I appreciate it. Both tapes kind of came about accidentally, I think. Super Duper tape was originally going to be, I deleted all of my Fruity Loops beats and I beat the shit out of my computer like they did the printer on Office Space But I don't know. I was about a year in with Koala. Didn't really have much out besides some flips I did on Twitter, and a couple of things on SoundCloud already, but nothing really out that I had, like nothing of substance. So I decided to go through all of my old Fruity Loops beats, and think at one point had over 500 that were just kind of there, would never really drop shit, just kind of had it saved. Over-analyzed, over-criticized myself, just didn't want to put shit out, didn't think it was good or good enough. So I was just going through them, what I still liked listening to, what I still liked. The shit that held up pretty decently. I went from 500, dropped that shit to like 200, dropped it to like 150, kept going down, got it to 69. I swear I didn't do that on purpose. And it was just all the shit I liked. I just kind of mixed it down a little bit better to the best I could at that time. And I just dropped it. Big old tape. Was thinking of ways to drop it creatively. Just got impatient and decided to drop it because it was done. But I'm gonna try to remaster it before the 1 year anniversary. I'm getting a sound I like out of the beats I've been making recently, and I'm trying to update my shit and just kind of keep it there. But yeah, that was a SupahDupah tape. Just styles and sounds that I liked that influenced me. There's a lot of stuff that sounds even like imitation. You can definitely spot it. But that is shit I'm proud of, shit that I'm happy I made. I enjoy listening to it. Still run it back, like listening to my own shit. And Jazz Joints was it was an accident too, kind of. So the plan was me and another producer were planning on dropping like a little. It was gonna be a short tape anyway, short collab project. I go a beat, he goes a beat. I go a beat, he goes a beat. But it fell through. Didn't happen that way. No worries. But I was just then sitting on these two beats and the intro, whatever, and was just trying to dip my foot into dropping Koala, just everything from my phone type of shit, and seeing what that's like. So I decided to just keep it together, drop a tiny little EP, Jazz Joints, and yeah, I like it. It's a little mini project. I got my foot in the door on just fully doing a whole project on my phone, and hopefully I drop something else. But I mean, for now, I'm just gonna keep dropping loosies on SoundCloud, just whatever I come up with at the time. Sample flip challenges, just keeping up with shit when I can. But yeah, it was just fun making it. Wanted to do it, and yeah, that's it. As far as creating during a pandemic, I don't really have a way to gauge it. I mean, like I mentioned before, I took a 4-year break. Came back once I got Koala, and the same year I got Koala, the same at the end of the year is when the pandemic hit. So I don't really have a way to measure any productivity or if it helped creativity at all. All I know is, yeah, I'm home a lot. I don't really go out. But it's spent doing a lot of house stuff, family stuff. I still don't really got hella time to do this, but with Koala also increasing my workflow, it's fucking great. I feel like I do music a lot faster than I used to now. Definitely. But I don't really have a way to kind of just give you a solid stance on whether it's helped or hasn't until we're not in a pandemic no more and I can actually compare. But yeah, I know it's for sure helping a lot of people. Creative wise, it's not helping a lot of people also. It's pretty fucked. It's a weird situation. It's really weird.
Crazy weird, man. Like, but yeah, I understand, like MSXI audio and Elf Audio, Koala Sampler, man, definitely, the creativity is just there, man. It allows for that creativity to just, you hear something, you sample it, you chop it up, you create patterns, You can export it, put your effects on it, all within your phone, whatever type of phone you have. Yo, man, shout out to those guys, man. So, yo, let me ask you, the 5 elements of hip hop. Oh, first of all, can't do this without saying, I was giving a shout out to Mrs. SupahDupah. Shout out to the Mrs., man. Shout out to Mrs. SupahDupah for getting you that keyboard, supporting you through all of this, man. You know what I mean? Yo, it's a good one, yo. But 5 elements of hip hop: DJing, MCing, breaking, graphing, beatboxing. Which element did you begin your journey with? Simple.
As far as the elements, the one that I guess got me started was DJing. Technically, I mean, beatboxing, we would do it just stupidly, never like with purpose, but it would definitely be DJing. Mainly scratching, turntabling, turntablism, turntablist, scratchism, cutism, that shit. That's what I started with. Because again, I was interested in the beats and stuff. And then my boy had some turntables and a mixer. It's actually the same ones I'm using now still. The Newmark and the Vestax setup. And then he copped some Geminis, let me have the Newmarks, let me have that Vestax when he copped a different Vestax. Shout out to my guy if he ever hears this. But that's pretty much what got me started with it. The turntable, the DJing. I'm not an MC whatsoever. Don't got the voice for it. I don't have the depth for it. Can't dance. I'm not a dancer. I don't break dance. I occasionally do the robot when I'm drunk. And that's not even good. That's not even good. Graffiti, I'm not very good at. I always tinkered with it, like just doodled shit, sketched stuff, but I never really got deep into it, or will say any kind of incriminating thing about graffiti. But breaking, I'm not good at it. And then beatboxing is always fun, but yeah, that's it's not really much else besides the DJing, the turntable. That really got me into it. That got me into physically doing hip hop, and that fucking just lit a fucking fire, and I wanted to keep doing that. And I still do it now. Do some scratching on occasional beats on some whatever I drop every now and then. Just drop some random scratching videos, freestyle and shit. But yeah, that's probably my favorite one. That's the one I enjoy the most. Love watching DJs and shit. Scratch the fuck up. I like watching other shit too, though. I fuck with the breakdancing videos. I fuck with the graffiti videos. All of it. I fuck with all of it. I don't practice all of it, but I fuck with all of it.
I feel you. I feel you, yo. So listen, new game called Superheroes. You play it by naming your childhood, teenager, and adult beat maker or music producer superheroes, and why they were so important at these times in your life.
Major killer.
No genre is off limits. We ain't boxing ourselves in, you feel me?
Superheroes. All right. I guess I'm gonna keep it hip hop, and I'm gonna keep it to one per age, I guess. My childhood producer superhero had to be Dre for sure. Dr. Dre. I grew up listening to that most of my childhood. A lot of West Coast shit, Snoop, Tupac, NWA, Ice Cube shit. Dre was all over the place. That's what I grew up listening to. That was the first producer's name that I ever learned. So that's got to be Dre. The fucking production was fucking amazing. It was different from everything on the radio, even though he was all over the radio. 2001 was fucking crazy. That was one of the first albums I ever tried to buy as a kid that I got in trouble for. I wasn't allowed to have that one. And then when I was a teenager, it has to be Primo. For sure, Primo. I was big on Primo. A lot of Gangstar. A lot of J. Rue, honestly. I was listening to that Sunrises album a lot. But the beats that he did for Wrath of the Math were fucking insane. Some of those were crazy as fuck. There's one real specifically that's just fucking, he's spazzing on it. It's crazy to me, and at that time I hadn't heard shit like that. It wasn't a lot happening like that. So Primo definitely caught my ear, doing the crazy shit, the punchy drums, the cuts, the scratch choruses, all that shit was fucking amazing. I loved all of it. That was definitely the superhero producer for my teenage years. Everything, I was following him heavy. Still, probably my favorite producer. Top 5 list, number 1. I don't think he's moving. When I'm an adult, the superhero now that I consider the producer I consider a superhero now in my adult age that I look up to, and I know it's nothing new, it's Dilla. The more I learned about Dilla over time, the more he became he became more and more incredible to me every time I learned something about him. From his early shit, from the Uma, I don't even know if I know how to say that correctly, the fucking Uma, the shit he did with Slum Village, all the shit he was doing, the neo soul shit, Soulquarian stuff, everything up until his passing, even whatever's coming out now, which everyone has conflicting feelings about, including me, but amazing shit, just amazing dude. Donuts is fucking absolutely one of the most important instrumental albums in hip hop, for sure. That's definitely the guy. Everybody knows he has the production. That's the guy.
We in a square right now. Why are we talking to people? Let them know. Item 9 exists. Get it out. Shout the rooftops. This is the bee's knees. Item 9.
Okay, Private Miller.
Yeah, so that is track 5, item 9 from the Jazz Joints EP, man. Check it out on his Bandcamp, man. This is Super Duper, yo. The track before that was Like This. That's a DB Flips session track. And the track before that was Floating Away. Telling you, man, get into Super Duper, man. He got some dope stuff coming out. We're gonna get back into it, you know what I mean? So, Super Duper, like, tell us about a time when you failed and how you overcame it. And then second part of that question would be like, what do you wish you would have known before you started on this journey in music?
Well, I don't know. As far as failing something, I don't think I can consider anything I've done up until this point a failure. But only because I didn't really have a plan coming into it. Like, I didn't really have a vision of where I wanted to end up with this shit. It just became something I did. A creative outlet, a hobby, whatever you want to call it. It's not something I do very seriously. As far as the way I share it, it's fun for me. But I mean, if I had to put it in perspective, I would definitely have not taken a fucking 4-year hiatus. But I could have just been less active, because at the time that I stopped fucking with music at all, I was actually kind of building some momentum. Like, it was light, but I mean, the beat scene was happening, and I was getting a lot of listens just on SoundCloud. I wasn't on any social media. It was just SoundCloud, and I was getting some plays. I was even featured on, I don't know about featured, but I was included on some obscure blog site. And I'm not sure if that's still active at all anymore. I'm gonna have to check up on that. But I was on there. I got included on that. I got some plays from that. I had a little bit of momentum for whatever amount of music I had at the time up on SoundCloud. And then I just stopped, and all the momentum pretty much fucking died. And when I started with Koala, started fucking with Koala, I kind of felt like I could reboot somehow. And I did. I started doing that. I started sharing shit on Twitter. Started building momentum again. I'm at a pretty cool place. I'm digging the community. I'm digging the shit that I'm seeing, the people I'm working with, not even directly, but just alongside. But I would probably, knowing what I know now, have not just gone full radio silence for 4 years. And even just kept dropping little shit just to keep the buzz going. But I deadass just stopped completely. And that's probably the only thing that I look at and think I probably could have handled that better. And I would advise myself to just do it easier. And also not overthink shit. Just not overthinking every aspect of it. It's so much. And I'm happy with the way I'm putting shit out now. It's more in the moment. It's more what I'm digging at the time. But make the beat, mix it the way I like it, put it out, and that's it. That's it. That's how it should be. And I would probably advise myself to lean more towards that aspect of it. But I mean, all that time I did spend making music that never came out I feel like it helped. I learned a lot.
Yeah, yo. Once again, man, the ability to make music mobile, I think has helped a lot of beat makers and, get that momentum back to where they can create anywhere, So, yeah, man. So my next question would be like, the beat maker. Now, I'm familiar with it a little bit, but to just help the listeners that might not know, what's the beat maker music production scene like in the city in California where you reside at? Like, how do you connect to other like-minded beat makers and producers? I know one way is the flip challenge that DiBiase does. I know Koala. But how else, like, what are some other ways and avenues beat makers can, link up,
Well, where I'm at now, I don't think there is anything here. They don't really have shit where I'm at. But even where I was living before, I'm from the Valley, I was living in North Hollywood, I don't think there's much of at least for hip hop, producers or something like that, beat makers. I don't think there is much there as far as the community. Like, I know there's people that do it and they're kind of their own individual shit. Like, it doesn't seem like it's a very communal thing, but I could be wrong. I'm still just learning about these communities now, but from what I know from the people that I know the LA scene it's picking back up. I know DiBiase's out in Sacramento doing shit with Telly and them. And there's a lot of it happening. I personally don't even go outside, so for someone like me who don't really go out, I would recommend getting active on the socials, man, and just interact, communicate, reach out, watch, observe, just be a sponge, and you'll find the people that you need to be with to do what you want to do. But again, I'm chilling. But you can definitely find some shit like that. But you can definitely go out to these places too. Beat Cinema, check that out. Check out what Dibby's doing. He just did that Serato sample thing. Koala Beatcast, you can for sure check that out. There's a lot of activity on Discords from what I'm hearing. I'm not on that shit, but I hear it's super active on there. But Twitter, Instagram, I'm knowing that for sure. I feel like there's probably going to be a SoundCloud renaissance. I don't know. That's just something I'm guessing is probably going to happen soon. So just be on the lookout. As far as connecting in person in real time, I don't really have much advice for you.
That's fair. It's always, social media again is a tool. So let's use that tool constructively to help build, and you can learn, give back, and we communicate that way and exchange and stuff like that. So, I understand, but I'm a homebody too, man. So I don't really get out. I'm always in Japan, but I'm still making contact with people all over the world. So social media is a blessing in that sense. But so how can artists such as yourself like benefit from like total control over their music? Because I ask this because it's important, right? If you want to, kind of, if it's a hobby right now, you want to make it into a full-time type of thing, you want to know about certain things. So, control over your music, the distribution, the merch, the physical, streaming, especially with emerging tech such as like crypto and blockchain, like if you know anything about that.
Well, right now at this time, I'm not planning on selling anything. I'm not planning on charging for my music at all. Nothing. I'm just kind of putting it out. It's all free. Download it. Just give me credit. But it's super important to own your own shit. You can decide where to distribute it, how to distribute it, why to distribute it. You have full control over it, and that's to put it simply, that's all it is. You have control over the sounds that you have control over. It's if you're paying attention to anything at all that's happening with hip hop at any given time, you will see people getting fucked over on contracts. You see people not getting paid, producers not getting paid, even rappers not getting paid from major labels, indie labels, lo-fi labels, all that shit. It's super important. Merch, if you're touring, if you're building a brand, even just online, it's super dope. You can sell directly to people that follow you. You can stock up emails. You can hit up your followers directly. Try to move merch, physicals, tapes. I buy them. Vinyl, if you can. CDs, even just digitally. Selling shit digitally is awesome. If your fans fuck with you like that, even if your shit's up on streaming, they can directly pay you for the shit you're making. Physicals are awesome. People like having that memorabilia. People like having a piece of what you're doing if they fuck with you like that. Streaming is dope. I know that there's a lot of shit happening with streaming services not paying people shit, and it's shitty and it sucks. But there's a lot of artists that would be putting their music out for free anyway. And those streaming services have a foundation of fans and people that just listen to shit all the time in there that you may not reach on social media, that you may not reach any other way. And you can get that following. Even if you put your shit up on streaming for a little while, pull that shit down. Once you feel like you've built enough of a following on there, it's up to you. It's your music if you control it. You can decide when it goes up, when it goes down. In regards to crypto and blockchain, I don't know shit. That's definitely going to be one of those boats that I miss. I know that for sure. I know a little bit about it. I don't know enough to dip my foot in. And what I do know isn't convincing enough for me to dip my foot in. And I could be wrong as fuck here, like I am with other shit. Investment wise, I am probably missing out on funds, but it's definitely something to look into.
So, last question. Like, what should the internets look out for from SupahDupah in 2022? How can people like tap into you, like the music, your music, plug into your socials, all of that stuff, man? Go ahead and plug all of that stuff right now. This is what I allow my guests to permit them to just go wild and promote as many records as they can, as many collaborations, their socials, albums, all that stuff, man. So do your thing, man.
Look for more beats for sure. Beats on beats on beats. No projects planned at the moment, but I'll probably end up dropping something. I don't know. Just nothing is planned right now, but stay tuned. I'm dropping shit. I'm just staying as active as I can. Follow me on Twitter at SupahDupah Beats. Instagram, I'm new on that, at SupahDupah Beats. SupahDupah Beats. I'm on YouTube too. I'm not super active on there, but I'm planning on putting some shit on there. I'm on Bandcamp, SoundCloud. I'm gonna be the most active on SoundCloud, I think. I think that's it. That's where you can find my shit. But yeah, follow me, follow the Koala Gang, follow a bunch of everybody. Just open up the Koala app, go to the menu, go to the settings, hit about, and then follow everyone on that list. But yeah, just keep an eye out. And thank you for having me, man.
Yeah, no doubt, bro. Yo, it was a pleasure to have you on the show. Yo, this is episode 36 with SupahDupah, man. Y'all heard it from the man himself, man. He's trying different things. Get with him on his socials, man. At SupahDupah Beats on Twitter. Go to his Bandcamps. Go to his SoundCloud. Check all of that stuff. You heard him, man. Go to the Koala app. Go ahead and follow everybody that's involved with the Koala app. And go watch the Koala Sampler versus SP4 World Tournament. Watch that, man. It was a whole bunch of killers on the beats in that competition, man. So, yo, don't sleep, man. Don't sleep. All right, on SupahDupah. That name is crazy, yo, but SupahDupah said it don't mean shit. Crazy, man. So listen, everybody, thank y'all for tuning in, man. If you like this show, you like the content, man, go ahead and subscribe to the podcast. Share the podcast on your socials. Go ahead and, you know what I mean, let me know. If you have somebody in mind that you might want me to link with and build with and get with them so we can build an episode. California is all February, all right? So California is in the house for all of February, man. This first episode was SupahDupah. Next episode, the next 3 episodes for the month of February, gonna be crazy as well, man. So y'all tap in, man. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all. Have a great weekend. Peace and love. And I will see y'all next week. Inshallah. You feel me? Peace and love, yo. Pow, 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 pow.
They tell like younger kids or other producers like, that's cheating. You can't really do yourself with your bro. Like when it comes to this producing shit, you can do whatever you want.
You've been listening to the Rec Show podcast. Be sure to subscribe, like, and leave a comment. Remember 3 things. Believe in your music. Take care of your mental. Become the best version of yourself. Until the next one, Gldnmnd signing off. Peace and love, yo.
be the best, you got to work overtime. To be the best, you got to work overtime.
And these young boys get better.